Hello, welcome to City Week. I'm your host, Phillip Sledge. Today we got a really interesting show. We're talking about Troup County Parks and Rec, the winter restoration, also some other events that's coming up, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to City Week. I'm filling in today for Alton West. Alton, please get to feeling better because I belong behind that camera, not in front of it. Today joining me is Mitch Hill and Daryl Holsey with Troup County Parks and Rec. Gentlemen, thank y'all for coming in today. Sorry I'm not Alton, but you know, we'll try to muddle through this anyway.
Well, we appreciate you guys inviting us and having us on the show.
Today y'all are here to mainly talk about winter restoration at Troup County Parks and Recs and all the programs that are offered to the kids. But first, you know, let's kind of introduce y'all to the viewers. Mitch, you'll start first, then Daryl will go to you, but kind of tell the viewers who you are, how long you've been there, and what you do at Troup County Parks and Rec.
My name is Mitchell Hill, and I'm with Troup County Parks and Rec, and I've been there about 16, 17 years. My main focus is running basketball, boys basketball and men's basketball program. I've recently been put in charge of girls softball. And we just had our past fall softball season for the first time. Had great numbers in that. Also, I'm the assistant manager at the William J. Griggs Rec Center. Okay. And Daryl?
My name is Daryl Holsey, and I've been with the rec department for, matter of fact, I just received my 15th year pin from the county. So I've been there about 15 years. I coordinate all of the little kids, so to speak, my 4 through 7 year olds, my 4, 5, 6, and 7s. That includes basketball, baseball, and right now we're about finishing up flag football. So yeah, I've been there, and we are really excited about what's going into basketball, and you know, that's pretty much what I do over there.
So we got a lot of years of experience between the two of y'all, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that about the way it is with most people out there at the Parks Rec? They really got a lot of experience dealing with kids and programs like this?
Yes, sir. Pretty much everybody's been there, at least 10 plus. We just hired a new young lady to take someone who sort of left our programs and went on to bigger and greater things. Right. Emily, don't know her last name yet.
Can't remember.
But just got hired
okay.
on. She's going to be a great asset to our programs, right, bringing new energy into the program. She's going to actually head up our girls basketball program. So that's going to we're really, Daryl and I work with the basketball program, so we're really excited to get her involved and
get her going.
Well, you know, I've told people that I've met before, because they, you know, when they find out I'm from LaGrange and they talk about how good the high school football teams and basketball teams and soccer teams are, I always give credit back to Troup County Parks and Rec, because when you start them that young with such a successful program that we have here in Troup County, they can't help but to be good when they get in high school. So my hat's off to y'all for the great job y'all do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, and that also, credit really needs to go to our volunteer coaches. Without those people, I think we'd be in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely.
Because Daryl and myself and Kerry and Don and Keith, we'd probably be out there trying to coach 20 teams at one time, and it'd be very hard.
Well, it takes a special person to do that, I know, because one of my sons was on a little league team at an early age, and for coaches just to take their time and to donate their time and play and teach with heart. And you're right, you know, it is the coaches that helps make this program successful. Well, tell us why you're here today. I mean, you're here to talk about winter restoration, and it's kind of time sensitive because it's coming up pretty quick. So let's talk about the programs y'all got coming up.
Well, starting November 4th through the 15th of November, we've got our winter registration, which has our boys basketball ages 8 through 13, our girls basketball 8 through 13, our co-ed basketball, which Daryl runs, 4 through 7 year old, and our indoor soccer program, 4 through 7 year olds, coming up for registration again November 4th through the 15th. So we're looking for a great season and looking for the kids. Come on out, parents, come on out and register. There is a late registration period. but we prefer everybody to come in and not have to pay those late fees.
Right. Now, I heard you throw out a lot of age groups there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is it there, if I'm 7-year-old when I register, but when the sport starts, I'm 8 years old, do I play with the 7-year-olds or do I move up to the 8-year-olds?
That's a good question.
Good question. We do have an age control date. The age control date for basketball is December 31st of the current year, which would be year 2013. If I'm a 7-year-old kid right now and I turn 8 before December 31st, I actually play with the 8-year-old program. I no longer play with the 4 through 7-year-old program.
And that's real important for the parents to know that, because at 8 years old, they start in the draft.
Right.
So if a parent comes there and tries to register them in the 7-year-old bracket, then are they out of the draft, or do y'all pick up on that? How does that work?
If a kid turns 8 before the December 31st age control date, he actually comes to a skill evaluation. The coaches actually come out and watch the kids, as myself, some of the high school coaches, some of our former college players that have actually went through our program and went on to play college basketball come out and help. LaGrange colleges come out and help before, put all the kids through skill evaluation processes, drills. The coaches watch, sort of go through an NBA process of saying, hey, I want to recruit that kid. And then we go in, rate the kids, put them down on a draft board. The coaches come in on another night, and we sit down, and it's a very intense hour and a half of coaches trying to get the kid they want. And you can hear it when my kid gets pulled off the board. Man, I wanted that kid.
And that all goes back to why the programs are so successful. I mean, I heard in your comment, LaGrange College, high school coaches, they're in there already looking at these kids. These kids starting at 8 years old doing this for the draft. I mean, that speaks volumes for the program in itself.
Right.
Now, Daryl, I understand you work with is it the younger ones?
Yes, that is correct.
That has to give you some just excitement to watch in their face. They're learning how to play a sport, and especially when they make 2 or whatever. Kind of hit on that.
Absolutely. My process is a little bit different than the older age group. We do parents ask for a request, and we try to honor that as best as we can. A lot of times we'll get a team where maybe 20 players wants to be on a certain coach's team or whatever, but unfortunately we can't have that. We have to have a cutoff somewhere. So sometimes it gets a little tedious with that, but what we'll do after that, and we'll try to locate them as far as where they live and school, and we try to put them together because a lot of them want to be with their friends and things like that, and we'll put those teams together, and to watch them start at 4 in T-ball until they get to 11 and 12, it's a process, and it's something that we enjoy, and a lot of those kids we follow. Your Wesley Woodyards and those kinds of people, we follow them, and just they came up through our program and started at 4, and we thought then the reason we started at 4, we actually used to start at 5, and we had so many people want to say, well, what, I got a 4-year-old, if I coach, would it do, would it help you out or whatever, and we decided that well, let's just try it, and it's been a success ever since we implemented those 4-year-olds. So my groups are 4 and 5. My 6 and 7s play together, and then my 8-year-old like in baseball. But in basketball, it's a little bit different because of our numbers, and something that we were looking at this year is trying to develop our, just an 8-year-old league if we had enough participants. So those people out there, 8-year-old, come on in and register and help us out on that one.
Mm-hmm. I heard you say that it used to start at 5 and now it's at 4. I can just hear some dad saying, I've got a 4-year-old. He can hit like a 6-year-old. You need to let him play, or he can get to. I mean, he is just awesome.
Absolutely.
You need to go ahead and let him play. So here again, starting at that early age, the successful programs, it's just awesome.
It
you know,
is.
and you'll probably hear me say that word a lot during this interview because it does. And when you mention Wesley Woodard, you know, Denver Broncos,
Absolutely.
and all these kids that's in college now that's making a name for themselves, just awesome.
It is.
Well, what's probably also good about this is that, and Darryl hit on it when we talked about following the kids through. At my center, I keep up the basketball guys that won championships and went on. The LaGrange High team that went 31-1, which is great. I just happened to go back and start looking at pictures. All those kids went through our basketball program. So that just tells you sort of the correlation of those kids moving on.
Yep. Now, man, this time is really going by quick, and you know, these are supposed to be 12-minute segments, so we might try to stretch this out a little bit further because y'all got so much good information. But let's talk about indoor soccer. I think of soccer, I think out on the grass and all that. What is indoor soccer? I mean, is it like regular soccer?
Well, Patrick Duffy actually runs our indoor soccer program, and he does a real good job of doing skill work, and then the kids actually come in and play soccer, but it's just played indoors in our indoor soccer facility.
Now, during all this time, and I imagine a lot of this, you know, the basketball games happen there at the rec center.
Right.
You know, I can ride by there on the way home a lot of nights, and it is packed. And I'm like, I know that Zumba's not taking all that up. Darryl's over there raising his eyebrows. You'd be surprised. But it's so critical that people get their kids registered for these programs. They don't want to miss out.
Right. Well, actually, we have 2 sites going on, and opening day is like our biggest day, which right now I think is scheduled January 4th, 2014. We've got the William Griggs Center, which pretty much the older boys play at. Darryl and the girls programs pretty much play at the Mike Daniel Rec Center. We do filter some of the boys' games through the Mike Daniel Rec Center, but we've got that going on plus indoor soccer. So opening day is like a big day. The Greek Center sits a little bit more in the community, so you could just imagine what kind of traffic block we got going down the road on opening day because we've got so many kids out there. And I mean, it's really exciting just to see the community comes together. I mean, it's a full day I've had. I know Darryl's seen it himself. You know, we have parents that literally come opening day and they start at 8 in the morning and they stay throughout the day.
Absolutely. And opening day, I mean, grandparents come out and, you know, and all the parents are there and they take pictures and everybody's all dressed up and looking good and they just have a fun time.
That's awesome. Look, guys, we're going to take a short break.
Okay.
I know you only came on for one segment, but I think we got enough information coming up because y'all want to talk about some other things that we can go another segment with you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more City Week. Welcome back to City Week. Today we've got Mitch Hill and Darryl Holsey. We've been talking about Troup County Parks and Rec, the winter restoration that's going to be going on between November 4th and November 15th. But we want to kind of change directions and talk about some of the fall sports are wrapping up and great opportunities for some spectators to come out and see some good stuff going on. Let's talk about some of those events that's coming up.
Well, I'm going to let Darryl start out and let him talk about a couple things that's going on with flag football and tackle football.
Okay.
Well, flag football is one of my pet peeve sports. I also coach a team myself. My son plays, but we'll have our first annual flag bowl coming up. And it's something we kind of piggyback off the textile bowl, which the textile bowl is 9 and 10-year-olds and 11, 12-year-olds. And this thing got started by we have to do fundraising, and we sell parent T-shirts, and whichever team sell the most T-shirts, then get the opportunity to play in the flag bowl. So that will be coming up on November the 9th, and we'll start. 4 and 5-year-olds will start at 10 o'clock, and my 6 and 7s game will follow that one. So I hope everybody come out and see some good 4 and 5 flag football and 6 and 7-year-old, and these are going to be your future guys that's going to be coming up. Also, the Textile Bowl will be Tuesday, November 12th, and that's the 9 and 10-year-olds and the 11 and 12, and these are the ones that made it through the playoff bracket, and they made it to the championship. And the Textile Bowl is something similar to the Super Bowl. So normally we have a good turnout, and we want more people to come out and watch our local talents.
Now where will they be played at?
They will be playing at Callaway Stadium.
So they are playing on a real college football field.
Absolutely, and the kids love it. The kids love it.
Now with the Flag Bowl, and I'm not as familiar with it as the Textile Bowl.
Okay.
But the Flag Bowl, does it cover the full 100 yards? I mean,
Well, actually, we break it down to a 50-yard field.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we play the 50-yard field, and
I imagine that's a lot for little legs to run.
It is, and a lot of times they see that big field, and they're just amazed, at how big it is. But we've in the past we've done a little session at halftime, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. But we want to take it a little bit farther this year and kind of make a big deal out of it, because those parents and those coaches, they get out there and work hard, and we want to see the kids have a good time and excel. So we said we tried and see what happens, and we hope the community come out and support us.
I remember a few years back, we actually covered one of the Textile Bowls, and we went out there, three or four cameras, and shot it, and I was in the truck mixing it. I was like, whoa,
Yes.
man, that's a high-powered hit right there. Them kids are
Absolutely.
playing
Yeah.
football now.
Absolutely.
So it is a great spectator sport. I mean, and I imagine there's some coaches that comes to these games and looking at these kids hard. Never too early to start evaluating a kid.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now y'all got some other fall sports that's wrapping up too.
Yeah. We've got a cheerleading extravaganza, which also goes along with flag football. Tackle football.
Both.
Both. Okay. Goes along with both. It is on November 16th. It's going to be at Callaway High School, and that's when all our cheerleading teams get together, and they sort of do a little dance routine and sort of show off their cheers and show the things that they've learned and experienced throughout the football season. So it's a great turnout. My daughter cheers.
So you have to go there and listen to all the screaming, right?
Yeah, I have to. But it's real exciting just to see the community comes together. Callaway High School gym is completely packed. So it's a big deal on that day. Also on November 9th, we are actually hosting the Elks Hoop Shoot local finals. All our elementary schools here participate in that. They get their best 8-9 boy and girl free throw shooter, their best 10-11 boy-girl free throw shooter, and their best 12-13-year-old girl-boy free throw shooter. And all the schools come together one Saturday, and we have a shoot-off. And the shooter actually gets to go on to the district from us, which we've had kids the last 5-6 years go all the way to the state.
Wow.
And last year we had a girl get all the way to the state. She hit 24 out of 25. The girl that beat her hit 25 out of 25. And I've had that happen several times because I'm the Parks and Rec rep for that program. So that's been a big deal, and it's amazing because the ultimate goal is to actually get to the nationals, and the national winner actually gets his name with a plaque put in the Basketball Hall of Fame forever.
No way.
Yes.
Cool.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, man.
Plus I can get a free trip to Springfield, Massachusetts.
Now we see it.
So that's a big deal.
Plus, another big deal I can see immediately is the bragging rights.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we got it for our school and this, we got it for our school and this, and I can see where this is a real competitive thing.
Yeah, and I think the PE teachers at all the schools, they work real hard because I constantly coach, hey, I need those entry forms, and they do a real good job of getting that stuff back to me. And the kids come out, the parents come out. It's a long process. It takes us about 2.5 hours to get everybody shot because we do the 8-9s first, the 10-11s, and then the 12-13s. and we ask for complete silence in the gym. So, it's sort of hard just to sit there.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah, yeah. And then on October 31st, at the William J. Griggs Rec Center, I run a program which is our fall festival. It's set up just like a carnival. We try to provide a safe environment for the kids to come get candy, play some little games, get prizes. I have another service group that actually comes out and they sort of do a trunk or treat before we open up the doors for the carnival. So it's about 2.5 hours. We've actually had about 300, 350 kids show up with their parents, and pretty much everybody can always win at one of the games. I always get accused that I don't like to give the prizes away, but just try to make it stretch out and last long, because again, we are at a limited budget. We have sponsors that donate candy, so that makes the program run real well.
So a great and safe way, an alternative to trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating.
Come to the Fall Festival, and that's at the Griggs Center.
It's at the Griggs Center.
Well, hopefully now the viewers will really talk about it, and you'll have more than 300. You think you can handle it?
Oh yeah, we can handle it. We can handle it. We can handle it.
Anything else? I mean, man, it sounds like y'all have got a busy November, starting with the Fall Festival, October 31st, but then November you got all these events, the Flag Bowl, the Textile Bowl, cheerleading, the Fall Festival, the Elks Hoop. I mean, y'all are going to be busy, busy, busy. Plus, the real reason you're here, let's touch on it again, the winter registration. Can't stress that enough and how important it is to get these kids registered.
Yeah, November 4th through the 15th.
And let me also say that, they will have holding registration in Hogansville and as well in West Point.
Okay.
So these programs are also available, at those places also.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that date again?
November 4th through the 15th.
4th through the 15th.
And if I could touch on our 8 through 13-year-old age groups,
Yeah.
there is no parent request. So all our kids do have to go through that draft, like Darryl does in the 4 and 7s. All the parents get to request the team that they want to be on. At the 8 through 13, there's no parent request. All the kids go through a draft. The only kids that are guaranteed are teams are coaches and his assistant coach.
Right. So if you want to guarantee your kid on a team, volunteer to be a coach.
There you go.
Absolutely.
It has its perks.
Yep.
Now, late registration. I know you don't want to talk about late registration because that's something, but just in case somebody cannot make it during those dates, what's an alternative date for them?
We usually hold registration about 3 days after
Okay.
the end of registration. So basically from the 16th to the 18th.
And they just come by the rec center there on
Absolutely.
The Mike Daniel Rec Center
Okay.
on Lafayette Parkway.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I've enjoyed talking with y'all. I can't thank y'all enough for being here today, but really the thanks goes deeper than that. I know it's more than just a job. I see the smile on Darryl's face over there, and on your face, Mitch. I mean, y'all, there's some good gratification, a positive influence on kids that y'all do. And Darryl, you hit on something when we was talking about the sports where kids get together. My son, who's already out of high school now, he made friends, lifelong friends, playing Little League Baseball. And I'm talking about T-ball.
Right.
From T-ball up, he made friends that he'll go through life with, and they'll always be there. So, gentlemen, thank y'all for the work you do and the commitments that it takes, because I know a lot of this stuff is after-hour stuff for y'all. So, so thank y'all again for being on.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back with more City Week. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed today's show. Today we've had Darryl Holsey and Mitch Hill from Troup County Parks and Rec. They've given us some valuable information about winter registration that's going on. We'll be starting November the 4th and going through November the 15th. So if you have a child who's interested in some winter sports, they got soccer, they got basketball, co-ed, boys and girls. Be sure you get out to the Mike Daniel Recreation Center located on Lafayette Parkway and get them registered. They also talked about several events that's coming up, events that such as the Textile Bowl, the Flag Football Bowl, just numerous events, and I'll pardon that I can't remember them all, but go to their website or watch here on Channel 19. We'll be putting some of those dates up. Great spectator sports, and this is why Troup County has great athletic programs. They get them early all the way through high school. So we hope you've enjoyed today's show. We hope you've enjoyed the information, and we'll be back next week with more City Week.